14 days to slow the spread. That's what we were told. Everyone, including yours truly, hunkered down those days back at home. We made the sourdough bread, and seemingly all at once, as a nation, we watched the Netflix documentary Tiger King. Some believe that's what held us together while we were gathering our senses and watching other people lose their minds. Since the airing of this viral docuseries, things have not gone well for its anti-hero, Joe Exotic. He's been convicted, incarcerated, divorced, and he's riddled with cancer. He's serving a 21-year federal prison sentence for multiple charges, including 2 counts of murder for hire, stemming from an alleged plot to kill Carol Baskin. His current scheduled release date is set for 2036. Joe Exotic has been vocal in seeking a presidential pardon, both from Biden and Trump. I even suggested the idea publicly years ago. President Trump should pardon Michael Flynn. He should pardon the Thanksgiving turkey. He should pardon everyone from himself to his administration officials to Joe Exotic if he has to. Joining us now by phone is Joseph Maldonado, a.k.a. Joe Exotic, a.k.a. the Tiger King. Joe, where are you now and what's your current condition?
I am at the Fort Worth Medical Center in Fort Worth, Texas, and I'm hanging in there on my own. I've got prostate cancer and lung cancer, and it's been hell, but I'm hanging in there praying to go home one day.
I know you're seeking a presidential pardon. What is the best case you can make that you are not a danger to society?
Well, the first thing is this Mr. Gaetz?
Yeah, this is Matt.
Matt, first of all, I got to thank you for listening to me for the last couple of years, mailing you letters and everything else, man. Okay, so, the first thing to tell the world and tell President Trump is I got caught up in the exact same system he did. He got indicted 94 times and convicted 34 times. I got indicted 22 times and convicted 21 times. Okay, and the evidence is there of the government's so-called hitman admitting to perjury. He got on world television, on Netflix, on season 2 of Tiger King, and not only admitted to perjury, but he took my lawyers and the producers of Netflix to my zoo and showed them where he hid a murder weapon behind the trailer houses where he lived, that their original plot was to kill me if they couldn't get me put in prison, just to take my zoo. Okay?
So are you saying you did not hire this individual to kill Carol Baskin, as the charges indicated?
Absolutely not. And we have all the evidence now to prove that. It's on my website. I think my people out in the world emailed you some of those.
Yeah. So what do you do? You say you're at the medical facility. Tell us a little bit about what do you do in a given day? There's a lot of people who feel very connected to you after the documentary and would like to know on a given day what the Tiger King's up to.
Matt, let me start out telling you a normal day in here and what federal prison is really like, because the American people out there have no idea what's really going on in here. And the first thing that needs to happen on day one is Colette Peters, the director of the BOP, needs to be fired.
I agree.
Okay? All this is in here is a college for crackheads. If you're not a drug addict when you get here, you're going to be, chances are, when you leave here.
How did the drugs get in, Joe?
Mostly through the guards.
Really?
An ounce of meth is $7,000 in here. $100 Walmart phone is $3,000. It's a business.
Who has that kind of money?
These people have hustles in here, and unfortunately, and I'm just putting a wild number on this because I sit and watch this, and I've been doing this for 7 years now in here, and my goal is to testify in front of Congress and explain to them why this system is so corrupt and so broke. Okay? I bet you the taxpayers pay $130 million a year, at least, just to ship drug addicts from prison to prison to prison to prison, because it's a hustle in here to keep feeding addicts drugs. And then when they screw up or they get too far in debt or whatever, then they make them check in, which means that they have to go to the SHU, special housing unit, to be transferred to another prison so they can just do it over again. And it's just a system that is never going to get fixed the way it's being run. It's just not.
If your request for a pardon is granted and you get out, what is the first thing you do on the outside?
Well, the first thing I would like to do is get on television and thank the millions of supporters around the world that believe in me, okay? But my first goal, Mr. Gaetz, is really to testify in front of Congress. You know, I don't know, have you ever been raped?
I have not. Have you?
Okay, well, I was at a federal holdover center.
This call is from a federal prison.
It is contracted by the federal marshals, and yeah, my people should have emailed you the bloody pictures tonight. And that's what I've been through, in not just cancer, but that's what I've been through. Okay, a guard tried to make me perform oral sex. When it didn't go so good, 8 of them beat me up, stripped me naked, and tied me in a chair, and put me in the shower for so long the skin came off of my arms from the
What do you mean
strap.
didn't go so well? You refused?
He didn't get his way, yeah. No, absolutely.
Taking place at?
Mostly the county jail holdovers. This one was at Grady County in Chickasha, Oklahoma. And if you take the time to Google Justin Teo, T-H-A-O, Channel 9 News in Oklahoma City, watch the video of this 21-year-old kid screaming for help. They put him in the same shower, and he was going home in one day, and he hung himself over it.
My goodness. So, Joe, you floated your name as a potential person in President Trump's administration as the director of the Wildlife Services. What would you do in that role, and if you were given it?
You know, we're spending billions and billions of dollars in the Federal Wildlife Service, and actually, Mr. Gaetz, it should be abolished. There shouldn't even be a need for a Federal Wildlife Service because every state protects their own native animals. Okay, and especially the Endangered Species Act, because I've got this pretty much memorized. It was written in 1973 to protect the native species and the native habitats of our lands, okay?
Sure.
I'm in here for euthanizing 5 tigers of my own. Exotic animals are already protected. Endangered animals are already protected by the CITES Treaty between countries. Okay, so a tiger in America, first of all, doesn't need protected because it's a mutt. Okay, it's not even conservation.
Yeah, I don't think the law reads it that way, and that might be an issue in a potential Senate confirmation hearing. But we do want to make sure that you are not subjected to abuse, to mistreatment. I think that I've spent a lot of time on the oversight of federal prisons, and there's a lot we need to do to make sure that this is a time of recovery and rehabilitation, and not a time of merely punishment and torture for some. Joe, I've got to go. I've got to let you go, but thanks for joining us tonight.